So we're back with a third video in building out our GroovePages, GrooveFunnel website with using blocks, and it's very simple. Now in the last video we had this pricing block up and we were going to be customizing it. Just wanted to show you, if we click on the word starter here and this little menu that comes up on top of it, if we click on T, then we should be able to go in and change the text. If we click on this that looks like a copy, it's actually, yes, you're copying it, you're cloning it. So if we click on that once, we have the word starter twice here. We click on it again and we have it again. To delete it, we just click on the little trash bin and you're asked to confirm. You confirm it and we'll click on that again and delete that starter word that we just did twice. Now, and this cloning feature works for anything on the website while you're building it. You can clone an entire section. You can clone whatever you want to clone. You can clone it once you highlight it, and then you delete it if you don't want it. And this arrow as you move up the dome tree, and you can have more sections to clone or delete. Okay, so if we want to change the text, the color of our text and the font of our text and stuff, again we're just using the simple blocks and the same menu. So right here I'll click on headline right here, and I'll go into font on the right side, and I'll choose the font to Oswald. So you see what it looks like. Again, click on font again, I choose this font to Railway. See, it just changed. And we can also go in and we can change the color of the font. We can change the spacing, the size of the font. See, we've just changed the color of the font. We can change it again. We just change the color of the font to green. I'll put it back in black. So everything, I mean, I've been over one thing, and you can see you just use the same for the others. It's very simple. You just go under this and you just choose background, borders, spacing, sizing, shadow, custom attributes. You use the size, the font here. You can change the size of it, etc. Okay, so you need to just play around with it, and everything that I've shown you can do with every block that's on your web page or the website. Also, if we double click on it, we have a little menu that pops up just on top where we can also do some of the changing of the size and the font, and we can add a link to these words and etc. So it's pretty cool, pretty simple. See, I just changed the word to here, right? So I'll just put it back. So you can do anything you want with these fonts or these blocks to make your website look absolutely gorgeous, and it's very simple. All right, let's create pop-ups. All we got to do is come to the left side and click on pop-ups. So I'll click on create new pop-up. So there are three different types of pop-up. One is the standard pop-up, and that's when they click on a button on your page and it opens up a pop-up. That's the standard pop-up. And then there is the entry pop-up. That's when you show how long you want them to stay. You can edit that, show on every visit or only this first visit, and which page you want the pop-up to come from. Okay, and then there is the third pop-up, the exit pop-up. And in the exit pop-up, you select which page you want it to show on when they exit that page, and you also can select whether you want it to show on every visit or only on the first visit. So let's create an exit pop-up. So let's call it exit pop. exit pop demo. And there's an exit pop-up, and we're gonna show this pop-up on the I didn't have a pricing page, but let's just leave it on the Skype page for now, because I didn't make a pricing page. Okay, and we're gonna show this pop-up only on the first visit, when someone visits your site for the first time. Okay, so yeah, let's leave that exit pop-up, remove demo, because what we're doing is demo anyway. Let's choose this pop-up that has the timer on it and drag it and drop it to the screen. And we can edit this pop-up to say whatever we want to say. Remember, you just click on it and we can change the text. We can change the text to say, wait a minute, before you go, we have a coupon for you, right? So, oh, wait a minute, before you go, we have a coupon for you. And we can continue to edit it down here, and we can edit the timer, days, hours, minutes, seconds, right? You get the gist. We can also change the color from black to red or orange, whatever. We can change the button. So remember, everything that we did before, we can customize this very same way. Okay, and we click save and exit, and now we go into pop-ups again, and we can create another pop-up. So we click on the plus, and we will use this as a standard pop-up, and we can call it a buy now. Leave it as a standard pop-up, and again, we can just leave it on a Skype page. Right, if you have a pricing page, you can have it on your pricing page. I did not make a pricing page, so I'm using the Skype page as my pricing page, right? So we'll select that, and now we go over here and choose a pop-up, drag it and drop it on here. So now we've chosen this pop-up. Then we'll double click on it and we'll edit it. We'll edit the color. We can also edit the background color of the pop-up, and now we'll save and exit. Then we will, now the standard pop-up that we just made, we're gonna link it to this red button that we have here on our navigation bar. And if you wanted to know how I got the red button on the navigation bar, again, all I did was went into blocks, and I went into navigation bars, and I chose a bar, I think it was this one, that had the button already on it, and just slide it over, and then I clicked on the button, and I went into design and changed the color of the button and the color of the font on the button. Okay, so now we're going to add the standard button to this button that we've added on the navigation bar. This is just for demonstration purposes. If you wanted that, you will be seeing how to do it. So if we click on configure over here, so we selected the button, click on configure, and it says button, and we can change the text in it and start. Change it to start, click update, and now it says start. And again, we went into design and we changed the color of it, but we're in configure and link to. Now we just click on the drop down, and we can link to a certain page or a certain page URL. We're gonna link to pop-up. All right, and then we click the drop down here, and we're gonna go to the buy now pop-up, because I think that's our standard pop-up. We named it buy now, and we click update. and we're just waiting for it to pop up in the bottom of the screen. That's been updated. It probably has been without anything popping up in the bottom of the screen. And I'll just hit save and see. Yeah, there we go. I hit save and the content is saved now. And so that buy now button is linked to the start button. Okay, so now if we decide to leave the Skype page and we went to a different page, let's say we click on the about page, the standard pop-up is supposed to come up in a few seconds. And there's a pop-up. Also, when we're editing our color and let's say we highlight this button and I hit background to change the color, when I click on the color, this is our color picker. So if we clicked on it, we can slide this over to the bottom and then click inside here to choose a custom color. See the button, the color of the button is changing, right? So this is how we get a custom color. Also, if you have a code, it doesn't allow us to type the code in at this point, but most times you can type the code in to match the color. But you can see we can just move this around and change the color of the button. Okay, this is the end of this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you some more tips and tricks in customizing your website with GroovePages. Thanks for watching and click on the next video.